There we go.
So we're over here, we've done some alcohol ink art. And my sister, Sandy,
Vanna White.
yes, she had to put like what type of a spray is that?
A spray varnish, which is a finishing spray that you put over top of the paint so that it doesn't come off.
So there we did this yesterday. She's gonna bring that out. So yes, tried my talents at some koi fish on that one, and then just the other one kind of looks like flowers. And then she had a really cute one here of the sheep. Do you want to grab that one? Super cute. There. And then she's got little sheep there. It's scenery. It's pretty cool stuff. I was a little intimidated by this, but it actually, the more I did, the better it got. So that was a lot of fun. She has all these cute little kittens, and they're all about 6 weeks old. This is 2 litters of kittens. They're so cute. So mama cats aren't in here anymore. They're eating, drinking all on their own. Super cute. This is my favorite. This is Patches. Hi, Cheryl with Caribou Country Lifestyle. So I wanted to show you, I'm at my sister's in Saskatchewan, and she is an avid gardener like I am as well. And she was showing me some of the things that she uses when she's starting her seeds. And so her husband actually has, what's it called?
A 3D printer.
A 3D printer. So what it does is he has made her these seed starting platforms, and they just have the little nubbies on the bottom and with the flat top on the top. So what she does is she puts 4 of them in her tray, and then she has the moisture wicking mat, and she puts that over top of the platforms. And then once, you could use the peat pellets, or you could use your regular plastic cells, as you would use whatever way you start your seeds. But I'll just use the pellets as an example. And once she has them, you add the water and you let them puff up. And then she puts them on the moisture wicking mat, which she purchased that. But these stands her husband made for her. And then you just fill up the base of it underneath with water. And it basically self-waters these plants, and then you just have to add water as you notice that it's getting a little bit low. And they store really well. They stack up, so you can put them off when you're not using them in the winter months, put them away. But she is getting her husband to make me some too, so I'm pretty excited about that. So we're gonna actually go down and check out this 3D printer that her husband has. Okay, so we're downstairs at the 3D printer. And so he pretty much does this all through his computer?
Yes.
And then he gets it to print whatever, he gets it all set up, and it's working on another platform right now. And it's pretty cool because when it's all finished, it lets him know when it's finished making the platform. And so you can see it has the little individual spots where those little nubby legs are on the bottom.
So what's happening here with the 3D printer, it's printing layer upon layer, very thin layers, and so it starts with the most filled in portion, and then it just keeps building up layers, and these holes are the top of the platform, so it's working its way up to the bottom of the legs, and the film just keeps on going, and it starts here with the computer, and he tells the computer what he wants to print. The computer tells the printer what we're doing, and then he sets it up, and it's set and forget.
And the film is actually coming from this spool up on the top. That spool is feeding the plastic down through into the 3D printer to make it produce this platform. Like, it's just simply amazing. And how long does it take to do one?
It's 4 hours to complete one platform, and the platforms are, you need 4 of these platforms in your regular seed tray.
That's so cool. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait. Too bad now I have to wait for a whole until like February, March of next year before I'll even get to use them. But it's pretty cool. So since we've been talking about gardening, and my sister Sandy, she has a garden, big garden as well. She's got like multiple gardens. And so I'm planning on doing a little video about that as well. But the other night we went through all of our seeds, and we decided that, hey, let's see if there's any seeds that I would like from her seeds. And so we did a little seed exchange, and I gave her some of my seeds as well. And I mean, it wasn't a ton of seeds, but it definitely was, it was not too bad, actually.
It helps to give you more variety, maybe things that you hadn't considered buying, and then it's like, oh, those look pretty interesting.
Yeah. And plus, you know, save some money too on having to, because sometimes when you get some packets that it seems like you have 100 seeds, and then there's sometimes when you buy peppers and you get how many seeds?
You get 5 seeds for $4.99 instead of 1,000 carrot seeds for $2.99.
Exactly.
So.
So we ended up swapping a few of the seeds, and like I say, I gave her some bean seeds.
Yes.
I gave her some of the tender green bush beans, and she gave me some of the French fillet bean seeds, which I've never tried before. So like I say, it's always nice to get something that you haven't tried before as well.
And the French fillet, this is the first year I've tried them too.
Okay.
So.
And were those the ones that took? Because you said there was a kind that didn't take.
The slender wax yellow beans never showed up, but the French fillet beans did.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So I'll be definitely trying those next year. And then I gave you some beet.
Yes.
Seeds.
I've never tried a golden beet, and I've never heard of bull's blood beets before, but she's trying it, so if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me.
And this is my first year of doing the bull's blood, and I've picked out a couple when I've thinned them out, but all I did was just roast those beets, and they were really good. She gave me some Goldfinger carrots. Have you planted the Goldfinger carrots?
This year was my first year with them, and I was really surprised when I saw those seeds, because they look like beads. They're very large seeds.
So these ones has the pelleted coating on them, And it makes definitely handling the seeds a lot easier than trying to plant your regular seeds. Having the pelleted ones are nice to try. So she gave me those, and I gave her some of the Atomic Red. I think I gave you some Atomic Red seeds, because this is my first year of growing the Atomic Red
Yeah.
carrot seeds, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I gave you
Yeah,
some
I
of
think
the
it was.
Atomic Red.
I didn't bring that one out.
Oh, well, we both have the same seed packages, the photo boxes. They come in
Yeah.
very handy, that's for sure.
They stack up nice.
And she had some tarragon seeds. I've never grown tarragon before, so
It's nice.
yeah.
It's a nice herb to use.
I mean, I use it in my daily cooking, but I've never grown it neither. And then what was?
And then the next ones I have here, the Laurentian Golden Rutabaga. And what I found interesting was I would have thought that this was something you would start indoors, and it's not. It goes straight out into the garden just like your carrots.
Yeah. And
It takes a little bit longer to come. They're 75 to 90 days, and my carrots aren't that long.
no. And that's the rutabaga?
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. And then some early white kohlrabi, because I didn't do any kohlrabi this year, and
And you don't have to start those either. You can plant the kohlrabi seeds right in the garden too.
okay, that was another one.
Yeah. Yeah. So both of those are good to not have to worry about starting them also. And then you gave me the red kitten spinach. Have you planted that before?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I've only ever done the Bloomsdale spinach, and then I did a hybrid Avon spinach.
Okay,
And I find that the hybrid Avon spinach actually was really good, but I used the last of the seeds, and we went on holidays, and by the time we came back, it had bolted.
right.
So
And
this
I-
year, it didn't turn out very well.
I haven't done any lettuce or spinach probably for 3 years now, because it always seems like we've been doing something or been somewhere when it needed to be picked, and you come back and yes, it's bolted, and it,
Yeah, if you're not around to pick it, like I'm picking mine probably every 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
it's disappointing when,
Yeah.
oh crap, I should have picked it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, but I'm very excited. I've decided next year that I'm going to grow my own, start my own onion seeds. So I did pick up a package of the Walla Walla onions, and I gave you some of those.
Yes.
But Sandy had the ruby red onions to start by seed, and
I say Isla Craig yellow onion.
and I've heard on other YouTube the Elsa Craig Island or
Okay.
the Elsa Craig yellow onion
Okay.
as well. So I'm not sure which is the
Right.
right proper way of saying that, but I'm pretty excited about starting up these. I didn't realize that when you start them from seed, you actually end up with bigger onions as opposed to growing them from sets. I've always grown them by sets.
Me as well.
And so next year, I will not be growing them by sets. I'm definitely going to be doing them by the seed.
Well, and I had been watching a gal that I found when I was looking up information on succulents. It's Laura from Garden Answer in Oregon, and she showed how simple it was to start these seeds. So I started two types of yellow, 2 types of red, 1 type of white, and I started shallots and leeks.
And leeks. And we'll, definitely be going and taking a look at all of that. And all of her onions are doing amazing. So
They're way bigger than they have been previous years.
yeah. And next, I have peppers. So The only one that I got from her was a color mix bell pepper.
That was, I didn't put the pepper one over.
Oh, okay. And I want to do more of the sweet peppers, and I like the bell peppers too. I find that other than the jalapenos, I'm not a big fan of hot peppers. So I really excited to try these the bell mixed bell peppers.
And I believe this year I started seven or eight different types of peppers, and then bought chili pepper, hot pepper plants for my husband because he likes the hot stuff. And I started way more varieties of tomatoes than I did of peppers.
Well, yeah, I have 15 varieties of tomatoes in my garden, and yeah, it's
I started 13 varieties. Some of them I only started 2 plants, but jalapenos and romas or jalapeno peppers was 6, and bell peppers 6.
yeah.
And then I tried a new one this year was garden salsa, and they're supposed to have a little bit of heat, so I'm hoping that I get some flavor to my salsa, but not leave my lips and tongue in one
Yeah.
piece.
See, and I use regular peppers, and then I'll use jalapeno peppers in with my salsa. I'll put sweet peppers and jalapeno peppers
And do you
in
leave
my salsa.
Do you leave the seeds in?
Not in the jalapeno. I usually take them out too.
Me neither.
I ended up having to buy jalapeno pepper seeds because my jalapeno peppers didn't make it.
Mm.
We had a deer coming in underneath my deck and decided to yank out a bunch of pepper plants, and those were some of the ones that they yanked out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So with the tomato seeds, I ended up getting from Sandy some black Krim, and I've heard a lot of good things about black Krim. I've always wanted to try them and have never found in my search and travels of looking for seeds, I've never come across them. Plus I got the Cherokee Purple. They are both indeterminate, but she had an indigo rose, and this one actually said it was a semi-determinate, but she has it in a pot out in their front, and she just has a tomato cage around it. So I'm thinking I can probably plant that in a pot on my deck.
Actually,
But
it's just staked.
oh, it's
They're-
just staked. Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, all of the ones in pots. I decided to put all of my cherry types into pots
Yeah.
close to the house, so I can pick them while I'm watering, or
Yeah.
pick them for supper.
And I did all bush varieties on my deck.
Mhm.
And then which ones did I give you of the tomatoes?
You gave me some Lemon Boy, which I haven't grown for a while, and I would like to put some of those in. The Manitobas, the Ox Hearts, and the Old German. And the picture of that Old German really intrigued me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite the color to it. I'll just bring that up.
It's like a sunrise or a sunset
Yeah.
coloration.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I have done this one, but if you've seen in my previous videos how I've really haven't done it any service, because I've lopped off the one tomato plant right to the ground, and so that took care of that one. And then I was trying to stake up the other one and tie it up, and I ended up snapping off a chunk off of that one. I don't know why I have having such a problem with that one tomato plant.
You hate it.
You'd almost think I did hate it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were up until I think 1 o'clock in the morning going through seeds and trading
Right.
seeds off and doing that. But hey, I'm happy about the seeds that I've gotten, and it's always fun to talk about seeds that you've done.
Yes. And I'm happy you're here, and I get to visit, and we get to talk gardening, we get to do gardening.
I've been here for just over a week, and we actually are heading home within the next couple of days here. We're going to be traveling back to BC. So
I'll be sorry to see you.
I'll be sorry to go. We've
But I'm pretty sure your husband is saying, please come home right now.
oh, probably. Hi, I'm back. We're on the next day. I'm going to be heading back home today, back to British Columbia, and I wanted to do a tour of my sister's garden. Now, she lives in Saskatchewan, Canada, and I live in British Columbia, Canada, and we're both a Zone 3. So we have a lot of the same length of growing season. This spring, she got her garden in a little bit later than I did. But when I came out here, it's funny because her garden is actually coming along a little faster than mine. My tomatoes haven't started ripening, and we've been picking cherry tomatoes off of hers. I've seen that she has some Romas that are ready as well to be picked, and it just seems that hers are coming along a little quicker than mine, which is funny, you know, same zone, growing zone, but it can look totally different in each zone. So let's do a little tour of her garden. In my gardens, you notice that I have raised beds, while her gardens are pretty much all in-ground gardens, and then she has some things in pots, and she has a little bit of an orchard too, and then she has another in-ground garden on another part of the farm. They actually, on their farm, they grow crops of wheat, barley, oats, canola, where we have garden and we raise animals for self-sustainability. But they have a lot of cats here. Good mouser cats, that's for sure. So let's take a look. Now here, this is the indigo tomato, and I'm a fan of this one, and I've got some seeds that my sister has given me, and it's cool. If you want to know if they're getting ripe, what you have to do, I'm just gonna set this up. So when you look at these, here we have one, and underneath here, it's starting to turn red underneath, but the top of it is still, majority of it looks black, but it's such a deep purple that it looks black on there. And this is the one that is a semi-determinate. So she just has a couple of stakes in here, and she has them kind of supported with the stakes. Now we have this one in beside here, and I'm not sure what kind of a tomato this one is here, but it has the streaks in the tomato there, you can see.
What's black cherry?
This is the black cherry. Okay, so this is more of an indeterminate.
Mm-hmm.
And she does have the stake in there and have it tied up, but it is just, this tomato plant is huge. Now in the back behind me, this is one of the tumbler tomatoes, the yellow tumbler, and she has the red tumbler. Now I have this yellow tumbler and red tumbler, and hers are ripening and doing further along than mine are. And then all of her beautiful flowers, casting my shadow into as well. And then there's the red tumbler, and just tons of tomatoes. And look at all these wonderful cats coming in and making their own little debut. And then she has, these are all her perennial beds. We've got the lilies, and look at the little metal art trio there. Mariachi band. And she has the fencing in here to keep the dogs out. Cats, it's a little tougher to keep the cats out, but on the most part, I think it does pretty good.
Now this is predominantly to keep the cats from using it as a litter box.
Yeah, true that. I try to do that and it doesn't work. And then it comes all around into the back of her house. And then we come around and pan over here. So, is this the east
This is
of the
north
house?
end.
The north end of the house?
Yeah, this is the north end of the garden.
So here at the beginning of her garden, she has the mammoth in the very back, and they're a purple, more of a snow pea, hey?
Actually, that's the magnolia.
The magnolia, is it a snow pea?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
both the snow pea.
Oh, okay.
But these ones are growing up. They need to be picked.
Okay. And which one were these, the ones in the front?
These are the dwarf, no, these are the gray mammoth.
Gray mammoth. And then that little short little row, that's her green beans, and those were those fillet.
Yes.
And she gave me some seeds of those. And what type of carrots do we have in the front?
This is a Nantis.
Okay, the scarlet nanties?
Nope, it just said
Just the
Nantis
Nantis.
on the package. And then it's baby beets.
In the back. And I've seen those beets, and they ain't babies. I'm going to tell you that much. They're getting big. And then what type of cabbage is in the front here?
This is the Copenhagen.
Okay.
And then behind that is the cauliflower, self-blanching
Oh,
cauliflower.
the self-blanching cauliflower.
Yes.
Hopefully it works. And then massive row of raspberries. The raspberries I've been picking handfuls here and there, but I can't get into the garden right now because it is super wet.
The dog got in there and dug a hole.
And then, I don't know, I'm going to come to this side. There's that mass of fern is her asparagus. And then she's got her indeterminate tomatoes on this side of the garden. And I seen black crim and
Cherokee.
the purple Cherokee.
And the Mamma Mia Romas.
The Mamma Mia Romas, nice. And then we have our fern dill. In behind the fern dill, she has cucumbers. We actually have picked some cucumbers and had a salad with that. And then we have peppers. What types of peppers?
So the far side is candy canes.
Mm-hmm.
And the closer ones are the sweetheart bells.
Was that the ones that you gave me seed for?
Yeah.
Okay. Go
No.
bells, go.
I gave you actually just mixed bells.
Okay.
That's what I gave you.
Oh, and here are her onions, the ones that she started from seed, and they are just doing amazing. Like, I just can't believe how big. I wish I could get a little closer, but it's pretty wet here. The cats don't seem to have a problem with it, but
No.
I would sink right in. And then these carrots are which?
No, I don't remember. Which
Are there
ones.
the little ones that you
No.
gave me?
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger. And then we have parsley in behind the carrots. And this is the choy cabbage,
This is the
Asian
something,
cabbage.
something gold.
I am getting eaten alive here.
The mosquitoes are alive and well.
Oh my goodness. And in behind that, that's another cucumber plant.
Yep.
Here on this side we have leeks. And I actually helped rototill the garden while I was here for
She did. Big help.
Yeah. That's why all the rows look so nice and neat. And more peppers. What type of These look like jalapenos?
No.
Are these the chilies?
These ones are the garden salsa.
Okay.
And the jalapenos are at the far end.
Past the sunflowers. Those are the teddy bear sunflowers?
Yep.
Nice. And then these are her determinant tomatoes that she has in this row. We cleaned them up a little bit. And then we have red cabbage in the front.
And then green.
And then green in the back. And we picked a head of cabbage already. And we did an Asian coleslaw with it too. That was amazing. And then she has her celery with some onions in between the celery.
And
you got a lot of celery.
Yeah. And shallots.
Oh, and shallots.
Yes.
Nice. And what type of sunflowers are these ones?
The tall ones are the Rouge Royale.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shorter ones are the teddy bears.
Okay.
And then in between the sunflowers are the mixed bell peppers.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice them in the tin cans.
Yeah.
I was too busy looking at the sunflowers.
The wind has not been kind to the sunflowers.
Okay. She has her other bed. We're going to take a cruise out there. So we're riding in luxury. We're going in the Prowler. The mornings are very dewy here, so Sandy was kind enough to wipe the seats off for us. Hike! All right. Let's go. Oh, those darn weeds. All right. Look at this. Here we have the back garden, the back 40 garden. And you have 10 varieties of potatoes?
Yes, I do.
You said?
Yes.
And she's got all these wonderful little, what are these, power tags or something?
They're power flags.
Flags?
You would mark where your power line is.
So she's using them to mark what variety of potatoes she has. And so what are some of your varieties here? Can you see?
I've got Yukon Gold. I've got Russet, Red Pontiac, Warba. What else was it? A new one that I'd never even heard of before is Jennifer, and happens to be the name of our daughter. And then our first squash here, that's the mashed potato. I've never tried it before, so I've heard good things about it. We'll see how that goes.
At least yours grew. I started some seeds and mine didn't even take, so better luck for me for next year.
Yeah, well, and none of, I tried to start zucchini early in the house, and those ones didn't come. And then I tried putting them into the dirt, and again, they didn't come. They're consistent.
And so corn in the back. Do you know what kind of corn that one is off the top of your head?
No, I don't
right.
remember. But I've got 2 types of yellow corn and 2 types of bicolor. This one up here is the Fast Lane bicolor. I can read the tag from here.
Good.
And then
Good eyes.
the squash that's sprawling there, that's one of the butternuts.
Okay.
And then the next 2 rows, or 2.5 rows are the Carib potatoes. They're a purple skin white potato.
We've had some of those.
Yeah.
We dug up some potatoes and we've done cream potatoes and we've had boiled potatoes and oh my gosh.
And then then down towards the end there's Chieftains, which I'd never heard of before, and I forget what the last one is, and I can't read it from here.
What? And then we have more corn here. We're not sure whose corn is doing better than whose yet.
Well, and this year I decided to try doing double rows.
Okay.
So, and let's see if I can.
Oh, she's trying, she's sinking in the
not get
dirt.
muddy. So the cafe and
Oh, she's brave.
cafe yellow. And this is kickoff bicolor.
Okay. Thanks, Sandy Vanna.
And I do not know which squash is which because my writing wore
Oh,
off.
this first one I know is the sunburst because we were looking at that before and we noticed it was the sunburst.
It's got some little ones in here.
Yeah. I'm going to try and get in a little closer.
They're really little in there.
Oh yeah, you can see the flowers, but we've seen those ones and they're doing good.
And the next ones are little.
They're balls. They're like balls. I don't know what that is.
I can't help it.
Hmm.
I should be able to, but I can't.
Okay.
And this is storage for my husband's garden.
Like I say, they have wheat, barley, oats, canola.
And some years we have peas, some years we have flax, and some years we have canary seed.
And I just raise pigs and chickens for my own consumption. And eggs. I just wanted to show you. So this is Sandy's water tank. And
Yes.
you said the hose you have, there's her greenhouse.
And then this hose is a 100-foot hose. So,
And that's hooked up to the tank.
yes. And that's a 1,500-gallon water tank. And I can use that to water the orchard as well as hook it up to sprinklers to water my other flower beds on this side of the house.
There's just some more fruit trees that need to be planted. Well, hello. So we'll come around to this side. She has that little chunk of wire because her dog kept digging up this one. Maddie, Bad Maddie, was digging up in the grass. Here's a new bed that she just installed just before we came out here. She actually, what kind of plant was this?
That's a monk's hood.
So she has 2 extra monk's hood plants and she's sending them home with us. Some more lilies.
And Tom just installed my
Little
water system in here.
Oh yeah, right. Well, that's important. They've been getting quite a bit of water these last few days. And we've got some more. These are daylilies.
Yes.
Nice. And if we come over here, we have hydrangeas. Are those? No.
Yep.
Are they hydrangeas?
Yep.
Okay.
Local hydrangeas.
Okay. Got some astilbe that needs to be planted.
I had to move it for the put in the stone.
Okay. There's the rototiller I was working in between the rows. Some fuchsias. I love the Buddha. This is my other favorite too. The gong. I seen a gong in a secondhand store in Enderby, and it even had the gong that you gong it with.
I've got the gong, or the
Oh, and
stick.
here's one of her welding metal projects that between her and her husband have made. There's got nuts and bolts for the eyes. And what's his head? What is that?
His head is worn out little shovels that you would find on a cultivator. His legs are what they call spoons, which is another kind of end that you put on your cultivator, and another worn out cultivator shovel for his tail.
And what about his body, his top?
His body is a worn out disc.
I gotta get up. I got too many animals coming to thinking I need to pet them. And then we're gonna go in here. And this is the door that leads into the orchard. Oh, I keep wanting to push it the wrong way. And their hired hand, he came out here and mowed everything because it did not look like this before. So if anybody has anything that you can spray weeds with that is not going to affect any of her fruit trees or her berry plants. So let's start here with this one.
Okay, so this whole row up against the fence are Haskap berries.
I planted 2 Haskap berries.
There's a Haskap. And people that don't know, Haskaps look a lot like a honeysuckle flower, the shape of, but they taste like a blueberry.
I actually had read they are a cross between the taste of a blueberry and a raspberry.
I didn't find that.
Okay, and what do you make with Haskaps? What do you
Pies.
make with Haskaps?
Pies.
Okay.
And jam.
Is this another Haskap
Yes,
as well?
I've
Okay.
got 5 Haskap
Okay.
bushes. And then
We have
my rhubarb.
the rhubarb. And then if our first fruit tree, apples.
And I believe this one is I can't remember.
Take a look, because that's all I do. Does it say?
No.
No.
Autumn Delight. That's it.
Okay, and in behind that,
That's my dud.
the dud?
Yeah.
Your dud apple?
Yes.
Is that?
That's the one that it died off, and now the root graft is now sending out. So the type I put in there is not what's coming now. So
Oh.
that's why I have a replacement for it.
Okay, and is this the same type of apple here?
No, actually they were all 4 different ones. So this one is my Prairie Sensation,
Okay.
and this was the Dwarf Honeycrisp. And then,
I have a Honeycrisp, but it's not a dwarf.
and then behind you,
Let's go around here. This has 1 apple on it. And she just planted this one. Last year?
yes. This one is Gemini.
And
next is 3 plum trees. So I've got, this one is not doing well either.
Right.
And that's a Brook Red. And this one is a Tecumseh
And so what is a Tecumseh? What type of a plum is that?
They're all just like a red plum. They're
Oh, okay.
no prune plums.
Okay. And I picked up the prune plum this year.
And then these are my Saskatoon bushes.
Which is funny because we have Saskatoons that are just grow everywhere around where we live. And that's,
So this one is a JB30. Okay, Mark, what did you do with my tag?
now she'll never know.
I think you mowed it. I think.
But we know it's a Saskatoon.
Yes. And then this one is a Thiessen.
That's a Saskatoon as well?
Yes.
And then what's this big?
That is a cherry.
A sour cherry, a sweet cherry?
That one is, what did she say? I think that's a Juliet. This one is one that Mark, our hired man, and his wife gave to me.
It's doing
And
very well.
It was a little whip about the size of that Saskatoon bush 3 years ago when I got it.
Oh.
And this guy is a Valentine. Oh, I think he got another tag.
Well, these weeds were almost as tall as she was.
Yes. So now that they're mowed down, I'd like to spray them out. So if anybody has any suggestions,
Yes. Of what she could spray on these weeds to keep them down
and then I've got my
without
garlic.
killing her. Oh yeah, right. We have garlic over here in the corner.
Okay, so the weeds around here give you an idea of what the rest of the orchard looked like 3 days ago. And I've got 10 garlic coming up in here.
Okay, nice.
And this is music garlic. And it's actually, the seed garlic is from here in Saskatchewan.
Very bright out. It's pretty early in the morning. My travel partner and I, she actually used to be a neighbor of mine, and we're going to be heading back to BC today. So I wanted to do a quick little video and show what my sister is doing in her garden, and we've had a wonderful visit while we've been here. Lots of shopping and hanging out, playing cards. So it's time for us to head back. Thanks for joining me to watch this video. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to subscribe. Maybe throw a like in there too. So thanks for joining me, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.